Hi everyone, it's Debbie from Dare to Date, and this is my third video in a row, and I'm doing a series of videos of how to improve your relationship. And this applies whether you are single or whether you're in a relationship. So if you're single, it's really good to know the things that are important to keep and maintain love. And if you're in a relationship, you know, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. It really is greener when you water it. So the third step that we're going to look at today is turning towards instead of away. Now, what I'm talking about here is in relationships, people are always making bids for connection. You know, always trying to get your attention. And if you accept their bids for connection, it's a really good sign for your relationship. If you reject them, it's not. So what do I mean by bids of connection? We're making small bids of connection all the time. So a bid for connection would be, say if the guy tries to hold the girl's hand and she would accept his bids for connection if she held his hand. She would reject it if she didn't want to hold his hand. It could be something simple like, say the guy's reading the newspaper and the woman says, "Oh my God, this is amazing sunset," or "Look at the weather outside, it's so good." If he says yes, or even if he just grunts and goes, he's accepting her bid for a connection. If he ignores her, he's not. So in a healthy relationship, we're doing this all the time. Like we're always, you know, doing something, you know, we might be talking to someone. If they ignore us, they're not accepting our bid for connection. If they listen to us, they are. So it's kind of all of those simple things that, sorry, my internet just went out then. You have to love the internet. Okay, so look, in most relationships, there's a ratio. So, you know, your work relationships, your family, friends, there's a ratio of 3 to 1. So there need to be 3 positive things for every negative thing. In romantic relationships, the stakes are higher. You need 5 positive for 1 negative, which when you think about that, that is a high ratio. So if you get grumpy with someone, call them an asshole, whatever, that is, you know, your 1 negative thing. It will take you 5 positive things to make up for that. And what I want you to think about is think about an emotional bank account. So for every positive thing you do, you're putting money in your relationship emotional bank account. For every negative thing you do or say, you're taking it out. Now, relationships tend to work when you've got more positive rather than negative things, okay? So if you think about that, think about it like a jar. You could, you know, for every positive thing you could put a lolly in, every negative thing you could take one out. Personally, it wouldn't work for me. I like lollies too much. I'll probably eat them all. Whereas, try marbles. So for every good thing, put a marble in the jar. Every bad thing, you take out. And that will show you, because your relationship will work while there's more good than bad. And bear in mind, 5 positive to every negative. And when someone in a relationship, if they've got a bid for your attention in a million small ways, accept it rather than turn away from it. Your relationship will, can't say the word properly, thrive when you do that. And, you know, the more positive and reinforcing you are, the better a relationship you will have. And it's simple, but we tend not to do it when we're with someone. So I really encourage you to think about that and do it. So I want to recap the steps that we've got so far. So the first step that we did was to know the other person's love map. We often show love how we want to receive it rather than how the other person feels loved. So know how they need to feel loved. The second one is focus on the positive rather than the negative. You know, build up in your relationship. The first step is, you know, showing them that they're loved. The second step is looking for what you really like and admire in them and appreciating that. So developing fondness and admiration, focusing on what's good rather than what's bad. And the third one is turn towards rather than away. And it's not just, it includes things like sex, but it also includes the little things. You know, respond rather than reject. And I told you I'd keep it short. That's it for tonight, and I'll be back tomorrow night. Have a good night. Thanks for listening. Bye.